What's up, team? Welcome to our front squat series where we're going to break down the technique of the front squat as it's outlined in the CrossFit Level 1 training seminar. And we're also going to talk about why we front squat, how that transfers into other activities, and what sorts of things we can learn from activating this certain special position. So when we look at all of the different squat forms as it relates to the 9 foundational movements, the front squat is the first progression on from our basic air squat. And if you want to learn more about the air squat, make sure you check out this playlist up here. It's going to cover all of the basics around how we squat through the air squat, things we can do to fix faults and all that sort of fun stuff. So check that out if you want to learn more. But the front squat is our first level of intensity added on top of volume. So we talked about in the past that when you increase intensity with a basic movement like the air squat, you can either increase intensity through volume, you can increase intensity through weight, or you can increase intensity through speed. And in this instance, we are adding some weight to a foundational movement like the air squat. So with the front squat, all that we're doing is now adding in a barbell. And in this instance, what I want you to always practice first before you get under a loaded barbell is PVC pipe. This is unweighted, it's very, very light, and it forces you to focus on some of these technique factors before you start to load in with some extra intensity. So grab yourself a PVC pipe if you have one, and if not, you can go ahead and pause and get like a broomstick or anything that resembles a PVC pipe, and we'll sort of walk through this together. The front squat is first and foremost just like the air squat, except now we're incorporating some of our upper body pieces to it. So our foot position is still the same. We're finding that shoulder width position where we can keep our toes somewhere between like a 0 and 12 degree toe out radius. Okay, that keeps our legs in a more aligned fashion, and it gives us the most option for torque through the hips. That creates a lot of stability, and it's really awesome for us. Next thing we want to think about is what are we going to do with the bar? So for the PVC purposes, sometimes it's a little bit hard for people to get a nice front rack position, but we can just sort of tuck underneath the chin to maintain some of that stability. And then what we're fighting for is elbows forward. I like to think of it in terms of a clock. If the hand is pointing towards the 3 o'clock position, that's exactly where our elbows should be when we're in the front rack shape. So elbows are going to come forward on the PVC pipe and maintain that sort of shoulder shelf that the weight's going to be resting on. From there, we're going to think about sitting down just like we did with the air squat, equal foot pressure and knees driving out over the toes until we hit parallel and get a little bit below parallel if possible. Okay, and as you notice, my eyes are forward, my chest is up, elbows are in that 3 o'clock position if possible, and then we're descending down and past the parallel point of contact for the movement. This is ideally what we want our front squats to look like, unweighted and weighted when we have a barbell and some plates as well. So to learn more about where we're going to expand on this, stick around for future parts of the videos where we're going to talk about scaling options for the front squat, how you can fix some of those front squat faults that may be popping up when it comes to mobility restrictions or coordination patterns. And then we're also going to talk about the implications of the front squat, how that transfers into other movements, and what implications that has for our everyday lives. So until next time, go out and practice some of this stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next part of this series.